日本時間4日、米野球専門誌、ベースボールダイジェストが今季の最優秀選手、MVP を発表。アトランタ・ブレーブスのロナルド・アクーニャ外野手が選出されました。エンゼルスの大谷翔平は野手部門で2年連続で2位となりました。専門誌ベースボールアメリカでは、MVP に選出された大谷でしたが、2つ目の栄誉はならず、投手部門の MVP はヤンキースのコールが受賞し、大谷は4位となっています。そんな中、大谷マニアとして知られる米専門局 FOX スポーツのアナリスト、ベン・バーランダー氏は、自身のポッドキャスト番組で、2023年フリッピーアワードと題して、今季最も印象深かった名シーンに、WBC 決勝最終局面での大谷とトラウトの対決を挙げ、まさに映画のワンシーンのようだったあの歴史的瞬間について、熱く語っていましたので、日本語字幕付きでご紹介していきます。
The winner of the 2023 Flippy Award for Best Moment of the Year goes to Mike Trout facing Shohei Ohtani to finish the World Baseball
This was
Classic.
a movie scene.
This
was a movie scene.
I can't even believe it happened. You got to go back to the championship of the World Baseball Classic and just entering the WBC. It became the coolest thing to see would be Shohei facing Trout. But what are the odds of that happening?
Yeah.
And then you get to like the 8th inning of that game and it's like, well, if everything lines up perfectly.
Yeah.
And Shohei ends up coming in to close, which what are the odds of that really happening? Maybe we could get it. Well, then comes Shohei trotting out of the bullpen to close out the World Baseball Classic. Mike Trout hits third in that inning. In what I believe is perhaps the most historic at bat that baseball has ever gotten. And time and history will tell that. Maybe right now there's been bigger, but this will live on forever as just the moment, the two players, their teammates,
and
the
whoever
story.
won that matchup was going to win the game. You strike them out, Japan wins. If Trout hit a home run, I think there was a guy on base. I think they would have won the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a moment.
It was cool. All right, we got one more award for you, the MVP. And the nominees are Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Mookie Betts.
Alex, this was tough.
Was it?
Yes, because Shohei didn't play the last month of this season. And Ronald Acuna went on to go 40-70, and Mookie put himself in the conversation. But to be honest, this came down to these two.
Yeah.
Ronald Acuna Jr. and Shohei Ohtani. And I'm not going to lie, it was very hard for me to make the decision that I did, and it might surprise some people. So the winner of the 2023 Flippy Award for Most Valuable Player is Shohei Ohtani. Are you kidding me? It was going to be the greatest season we've ever seen. It was, hear me out here, legitimately going to be the greatest season that we have ever seen. Unfortunately, it came to an end early because of the injury and the UCL tear, and he stopped pitching, and then he kept hitting for a bit, but then dealt with the oblique injury and ended up not being able to finish out the last couple weeks of the season. But all in all, still one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen. Can't call it the greatest because it wasn't full, but pitching-wise, for much of the year, we were talking Cy Young caliber pitcher. I mean, he threw his first complete game, which was a complete game one-hitter this year. Struck out 6 batters in a row at one point this season. He was hitting homers to the left field harder than any left-handed batters ever hit a homer. He was hitting 2 homers in a game. The day he threw the complete game one-hitter, he went right back out 45 minutes later and hit 2 homers in that game. Ended up hitting over 300, an OPS of 1,000. I can't even fathom what he did out on a baseball field this year. 2 historic seasons with Ronald Acuna Jr. and Shohei Ohtani. I ended up going with Shohei Ohtani for the Flippy Award of Most Valuable Player of 2023.
And that wraps up our Flippy Awards. But before we go...
また、この冬に FA の大谷を射止めるのはどの球団になるのかについても連日のように様々な憶測が飛び交っています。ニューヨークのテレビ番組 SNY では、
メッツ球団のオーナーのスティーブ・コーエン氏は大谷翔平獲得に乗り出すのか
についての議論が繰り広げられていましたので、こちらも日本語字幕付きでご紹介していきます。
And then there's a guy by the name of Shohei Ohtani, who's going to be the biggest free agent on the market. And as David Stern said, and as Steve Cohen has said so many times in the past, and we know this, they've got the resources to go out and make any move that they really want to make here. So when it comes to Shohei Ohtani, and they talk about being competitive in 2024, but doing it in the right manner, do you believe, Andy, the Mets are going to be in on Shohei Ohtani?
Oh, my goodness, yes. This is going to be a whole thing. And there's two different ways to look at free agency where the Mets are at. You probably don't go for Blake Snell or Matt Chapman or normal great players who are free agents right now. That's not necessarily where the Mets are at. But Shohei Ohtani is a perfect fit for an owner that buys Picassos. This is just an all-time aesthetic thrill, Shohei Ohtani. Not to mention a marketing and financial thrill. Not to mention some kind of great player going forward. We don't know what he's going to be as a pitcher going forward, but he is the world's most expensive Giacometti equivalent in a baseball player, which Steve Cohen once bought. So that's why I think he doesn't count when we say the Mets aren't all in on high-end free agents this year. There's the rest of humanity and there's Shohei Ohtani, and the Mets are going to see if they can do anything there.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Why wouldn't they? I mean,
Exactly.
to that point, and why wouldn't anybody try to be in on Shohei Ohtani? I mean, that's a no-brainer. However, I think there is going to be some interesting negotiations in that. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a matter of money for this organization. It's going to be a matter of whether or not they think he's going to be a guy that wants to come and play in New York, because he's so often at least said or inferred that he likes the West Coast. And so that may be the biggest deterrent. It may not be money. It may not be the fact that that Steve Cohen has the resources and they want to bring him here and that they're trying to build a winner. It may be just simply whether or not Shohei Ohtani wants to leave Southern California or somewhere on the West Coast, because he's inferred at least that he's comfortable out there. So it might take a little more to get him out here, Gary. I'm a California guy. I like it out here in New York.
understand.
In case you're listening.
But SNY stepped up, and here you are.
Yeah, here I am.
There we go. That's how it works. And there's no question Steve's going to open the checkbook for Shohei Ohtani if he wants to come here, one would think.
It's
and
a big
again,
if.
yes, it's a big if. And again, starting pitching is going to be a very big thing this offseason. We're going to talk about that a lot once we get into the hot stove season.
また、同じくニューヨークのスポーツテレビ局 SNY のジョン・ハーパー記者も、今オフの大胆予想として10項目を挙げ、オフにフリーエージェントとなるエンゼルスの大谷翔平と、ポスティングでのメジャー挑戦が見込まれるオリックス山本由伸投手の新天地はメッツになるとの見解を示しています。ハーパー氏は肘の故障の影響で大谷が来季は打者に専念すると思われるため、価格も当初の予想よりは下がるとし、これもメッツにとって好都合だと分析。
大谷の攻撃面での威力を考えれば、メッツとコーエンがいくらかかろうともリスクを負ってでも手に入れる価値があると判断し、ライバルを引き離すだけのオファーをする可能性はある
と述べていました。これからも大谷の活躍から目が離せません。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。